Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. Good morning, Michael.
Morning, Lisa. Still
How are you?
good.
Thanks for changing your shirt.
Yeah. So yeah, because we're filming a double episode today, but so technically this was filmed back to back, but no one needs to know.
What?
Except I said
Don't tell our secrets.
it. Trade secrets.
Intellectual property, Michael. That's my intellectual property. I'm just messing with you. All right. Right. Okay, so last week we talked about some aspects for the Americans to look into, which is great. This week we're going to talk about we've got a couple of Americans coming on the podcast, and they look like they're pretty cool. Did you look into it? I sent you the emails.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, we got some exciting guests coming in.
Mm-hmm. So I think I sent you the info on the one. I don't know if I sent you the info on the other. But I'm excited because this is going to be the first interview that I do. Well, conversation. I don't like calling them interviews. I don't ask you penetrating fucking 20 questions. I just kind of let them go with the flow. I ask them a couple of questions and then we kind of lead into wherever it leads to. But this is going to be where you are the co-host with me on it.
I'm going to co-host now. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Should be interesting.
I think it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. So then everybody will tune in and listen to us go back and forth. And I'll be the good cop. You'll be the bad cop. I'm just kidding.
Listen, I'm okay being the bad cop. Yeah, I can do whichever.
Once I'm always the bad cop. Let me be the good. I want to be the hero, Michael.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm always the one saying, be the devil's advocate. More, like push.
I know, but you bring it out in me more. I think that's one of the reasons why the rankings go up so high when it's you and I, is because you kind of bring that testiness out in me because we have that friendship and that dynamic.
Yeah.
So it's more of a true devil's advocate because I get a little bit more spicy with you because I'm like, listen here.
Yeah.
Whereas the other people, it's not that I'm scared to offend them. It's that I don't want them to have a sour taste about that. For me, it's not just all about ratings because my podcast has always been a passion project for me. I want them to at least get their story out and how that looks to everybody else. I still get people messaging me about that Todd story from A to Z. I still get people messaging me about that. And I'm like, you guys should have came on the podcast. Everybody's free to have a voice on here. Mm-hmm. Right? So, but some people are just like, I don't want to get into the drama. I don't want to stick with. And then it's funny because this is kind of what I want to talk about today is how people pick and choose what they're going to get involved in. So here in Alberta right now, there's a young boy missing. His name is Parker. And there is alerts. There are tons of search parties. We've been searching for him since July 16th. He is autistic. He has noise canceling headphones on. They have talked about how people with neurodivergency tend to self-preserve a little bit better than, let's say, the average bear, which I believe because they have a different brain. So they're going to think differently. They're going to look for places of security. They're going to look for what they need to sustain life with, right?
Yeah.
So he's 11 years old, and Calgary and area have just really come together and looked for this young boy. And it is so heartwarming to see. There you go. Thank you.
And it's from CTV News, even though we did our thing with A to Z with CTV News. So
I know.
There you go, CTV global. News.
No, CTV News is different. We did Global, remember?
No, it was CTV
News. I don't have anything against Global. Actually, there's a lot of really great reporters there.
No, it's CTV News. It was CTV News. With A to Z with CTV News. Global was the other one that was willing to pick up the story and continue.
No, it was Global, bud. It was Global that picked up the story for them.
What are you talking about?
Regardless, the news outlet is CTV. We don't have an issue with, let's just put the disclaimer. No. We don't have an issue with reporters. We have an issue with people putting their personal opinion and calling it news.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. That's what we have an issue with. So that's what we were trying to do with that one. But regardless, CTV News did a nice segment on it. I'm pretty sure Global picked it up as well. It is, you know what? It just warms my heart as an Albertan, Calgarian and Airdronian that we all come together in these times of need, and we look like RCMP, Calgary Police. They've been on horseback. They've been they're on the ground with mobile units. They're on the ground by foot. You know what I mean? Like and there's so many people pouring out. People have stickers and posters on the back of their vehicles. And it's really heartwarming to see a community come together so quickly to help find this child. And so it's very heartwarming for me. Now, when I say that, I also look at the things that people won't do because they get sued for it. So someone saves you because there's like the Good Samaritan Act, or
Yep.
like doctors fall under the Good Faith Act. So when you are in a position where you're trying to help someone to sustain life, and in doing so, they may be injured, or they may be injured to a point where they don't have the same quality of life. And now they're angry at you and they get an opportunity to sue you, to me is crazy, because there's a lot of people that until this came about wouldn't
Mhm.
really help. Like remember we talked about this, people will open doors and no one says thank you anymore.
Yep.
It's annoying. So there's a lot of entitlement. So to see this is very conflicting for me, because I've seen so much entitlement in and around just different, like in and around my cities, that I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? But then seeing this is like, okay, it's like my faith in humanity has been restored, at least for now. So how do we deal with that when we're dealing with people who want to do good and want to help and want to save? They don't have a hero complex. They're quick thinking. It's like
Mhm.
something's happening, jump into action, let's help them, right? And then there's people who don't. They just walk past. Someone could be, accidentally fall off the scaffolding and they could move something to help them. You know what I mean? Or they could do something to kind of intervene where the person doesn't get as injured,
Yeah.
maybe, or let's say doesn't die, maybe gets injured, but doesn't die. And that person is like, fuck you. Now I can't walk. I'm going to sue you. And I'm like, you're alive. Like, you wanted me to let you die?
Right.
So that's where I'm kind of at today, is in that, because I have my first aid. I always keep my first aid up to date on sites, especially being a one of one. I make sure my first aid is on point. But it's something that scares me a little bit, because I'm someone who's proficient in medical knowledge, not a doctor, not a nurse, but I'm proficient. And I
Yep.
take the time to understand all of the different things and all of the different signs and symptoms and this and that, to kind of, when it's time to say, we need to call an ambulance, you need to go to a doctor. Because I'm not that, right? I have enough information in my brain to go, there's a problem. I should probably go check to make sure they're okay. Right. But then are they going to call and try and sue me?
Wasn't there? I don't know if it's in Canada. It might have been in the States. Probably in the States because they sue more often.
Yeah.
Where somebody gave resuscitation, so they're doing compressions, and I guess there was a broken rib involved, and the person
Yeah.
sued. And you're like, what? What?
Do you know what they teach you in first aid?
Hmm.
You got to push down 2 inches, which means you're probably breaking ribs.
But
They tell you that. If you don't hear a snap, you're not doing it right.
But it's like I was even talking to Red the other day, so about like like restaurants, because we do food delivery stuff for homeless and stuff, and so I thought about reaching out to some restaurants, because I'm like, hey, like restaurants at the end of the day, they've got all this leftover food instead of throwing it out. But the problem with that is if you take that food and you give it to the homeless, if they get food poisoning, they can sue the restaurant.
Correct.
And you're like, that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What happened with, like, hey, listen, I've got this food. If you want it, you can have it, and you can make your own decision as an adult.
So if they throw it out and the person dumpster dives and gets food poisoning, can they still sue?
I don't know. Good question.
It is a good question, because what happens when someone breaks into your home and you beat them to an inch of their life
We know what
protecting
happens
your
there. You go
home?
to jail. You go to jail.
Correct, because it's excessive force. And I'm like, shouldn't have been in my fucking
No,
house.
even if
I
it's
didn't invite
matched
you.
force, there was the guy who took the weapon from the other guy and turned the weapon on him while the guy was trying to get the weapon back, and he got charged with assault. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I like castle law. I'm sorry. I know some people think it's a bad thing. I like castle law.
Okay, so you need to
break into my
explain
house?
castle law for all of those that don't understand what castle law is. As soon as you bring in these terms, Michael, you have to remember not everybody knows what it
The right
is.
to defend your home in
Okay.
whatever manner you see fit, because I don't know who that person is. I don't know what weapons they have or don't have. I don't know what their intentions are.
Right.
So subdue. Which means if my decision is on a turn point, pew pew, then okay. Then that's my decision. Don't break into a house. You know what's not going to happen if you don't break into a house? That won't happen.
I
Pretty
would
easy.
say that I would say the majority of Canadians, not all, but I would say the majority of Canadians feel that way. That if
I
you
would
are
say
going
so.
to come onto my premises uninvited and I don't know who you are or what you're carrying, why you're there, why
Yep.
you're breaking in, they're going to assess, like for me, okay, so I'll give you a perfect example. If you are a single male living in a nice home, you've got a dog, and someone breaks into your home, you don't know if they're coming to rob you or kill you or fucking injure
Right.
you in the path of robbing you. You're not really sure. If you are a single woman, right away, it's going to be like, are you trying to rape me? Are you trying to rob me?
Right.
Right there. And then if you're a single woman with children, you are now a psychopath because
Mhm.
now it's like you go from could I be raped to what are you going to do to my children, which
Right.
flips a switch in most women's heads that make them absolutely psychotic. And now it's like, it's not try and diffuse the situation as best you can or hide. Some women think that way, but a lot of parents, a lot of women that are in a situation where there's children, men too, but mostly women, because now it's, are they going to rape me? Are they going to rape my children? Are they going to kidnap my children? Are they going to shoot us? Are they going to? So now there's more, there's the way a woman's brain work is like, if I don't have a direct exit plan that's going to get me from A to Z without encountering this person, now it's going to be fight.
I think
And a
men have
woman,
a higher propensity towards violence when it comes to protecting the home.
yes. Sorry, say
Right.
that
Just
again.
because it's sheer capability, right?
You're
And
talking
that's
women or
not
men?
men. Men are
Men.
higher to violence. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, men do. I can tell you right now. Do you know there's times where I'll be sitting in my house and I'll be talking to the significant and I'll be like, what if someone broke through the door right now? And he'd be like, it'd be a bad fucking day.
Right.
He wouldn't be walking out.
Yeah. I think I'd be more inclined to go buy a shovel than make a phone call.
Listen, we've made those comments. Him and I were like, listen, we both got trucks. We both know how
Right.
to do trauma cleanup.
Yeah.
We can get our hands on an ozone.
Well, because I
Like,
know what the other side of it
well, we make
is
the joke, right? We're like,
yeah.
nobody knew they were here,
Nope. It's not like they posted on their Facebook, hey, I'm breaking into 123 Main Street.
right? So here's the other part. So there was a reel about this, and
I'm not
it's
condoning
morbid,
burying bodies either, by the way.
right? It was super morbid, this reel, but it was like this guy breaks in, and the homeowner goes downstairs and is like naked. And the guy's like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, last I checked, you get less time for a rape charge than a murder charge. So I was like, oh my God. It was horrible because as a woman, I'm like, fuck you. But then on the other side of it, I'm like, do it.
Yep.
Do it. So I don't know. It's like, it's very conflicting information, but it's kind of, I'm not going to lie. I fucking laughed my ass off. I was like, true that.
Well, I mean, the
You
funny
be
thing
forever changed, my
is
friend.
we say for homes you shouldn't do that. But
Mm-hmm.
if there was another country who
Mm-hmm.
tried to invade Canada,
Yeah.
what do you think Canada would do? They would pull out the military, they would have their guns, and they would get rid of them. So why is it for a country you need to protect a country, but for your home, the idea of protecting your home seems crazy?
Well, it's
My
not.
home
I
is
just
my
think there's too
home,
many
and my home
rights.
is also my province. My home is also my country.
I think there's too many rights that conflict. Is what I think happens, right?
Oh,
There's like
everybody's
the
got
chart. When you
rights,
look
and
at the
if they
Charter
don't,
of
they just
Rights,
make them up.
there's so many rights that conflict on top of each other
Mm-hmm.
that people will try and use the well, everyone has the right to life. Do they? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to break into a home, you're now playing with survival of the fittest.
Yep.
Like that to me, that's an equation where if you haven't done your recon to be able to get in and out of that home safely, because you shouldn't even be in the fucking house in the first place, that sounds like survival of the fittest and you got your ass killed. Whoops.
Yep.
And I mean, like, are we condoning violence? No. But I think at the same time, I think where you and I, our headspace is at protecting your home from intruders
Yes.
and from people who may be there to cause harm, its gloves are off.
Yeah.
It's like, well, cool. It's like, I don't care that it's a Wednesday. I guess, like, why am I going to jail? Why am I catching flack for this if someone comes at, like, people will be like, oh, well, he was just 16 years old and he blah, 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 or she was blah, blah, blah. And, it's like, I don't fucking care. Fuck around and find out. That's how I look at it. I agree. Oh, you're looking something up.
I am. I'm trying to remember what the story is, but so there was a story from Russia where it was a child predator who committed suicide by shooting himself in the back. I think it was like 7 times, and burying himself.
It's a good story.
It's a good story. It sounds right to me.
Yep. Accurate.
Again, not condoning violence, but this happened. It's just a story.
Yeah. Well, it's like they say, if you're going to put down a dog that bites a child, why can't we put down a predator that touches a child?
That does that to a child.
That tracks, right? That tracks. Yep. I mean, we're hurting children. The consequences should be greater.
I have a hot take on that, and so we all remember COVID, right? Kind of a big thing, but they knew where everybody was going, pretty much where everybody was going, what everybody was doing during COVID, and yet we can't find all the child predators.
Fuck.
Why don't we take the $50 million or $1 billion or whatever we spent on the COVID tracking thing and just change who it's tracking and find them all?
Do you really want me to
spend all that money on that software.
Do you really want me to answer that?
Because they don't want to find them.
Why don't they want to find them, Michael? Do you know? We all secretly, deep down, we all know why they don't want to find them. And you know what? The States is a perfect example.
No, I think it's global. Actually, I think Libya would be the best example.
But they're the one airing their dirty laundry. They're showing that it's political figures. They're showing that it's people with money. They're showing that it looks that sex trafficking and pornography and child molestation is all ran like a fucking drug operation. You've got the guys at the top, then you've got your runners, and you've got, you know what I mean? Like, it's all like, there's the middlemen, like they're running it like that. So they're hoping for all the little runners and all the little and the middlemen to get caught because nobody wants to go after the big dogs. And that's the problem. That's what's disgusting about this, is that everybody deep down knows, because the States has fucking shown it, because why do they have a pedophile in office? Don't know, but it is what it is. That's my personal opinion based off of all the information that's come out.
I will say 6 days ago, so Project Time, so the Ontario-wide child exploitation investigation resulted in 63 arrests and 213 charges.
And how many of them took down the ringleader?
Well, that's who, let's see. I mean, I watched a thing on Roblox where the guy was literally on Roblox and it was live, and Roblox shut down his account even though he was just in a lobby and was getting all this sexualized stuff. If you've got kids, don't have them on Roblox. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I'm not going to lie to you. Most parents have let their kids be on Roblox. It's just a matter of what you teach your kids, because there's so many different games.
Do not go on Roblox. Do not go on Roblox.
My kids have been on Roblox.
There's an app inside of Roblox that is like Omegle, where you can do video to video inside of Roblox. That's crazy.
I'm aware. Because my daughter figured out what Omegle was when she was like 8 years old. That's insane. I figured it out pretty quick because I'm a parent that pays attention to everything when it comes to online. And I locked down access. And my kids to this day, my daughter's going to be 16, my son's 13, are like, Mom, why do I have these lockdowns? Because you're still minors. And I pay for your cell phone.
It's really simple.
You have a lot of access, you guys, but there are certain things that I'm going to be paying attention to.
It's really simple. Before you let your kid go do something, go create your own account. Go do it for 2 or 3 days. See what your experience is when you create a young female account that says 13, female, and go see what your experience is on these things. Go see it on Instagram. Go see it on Facebook. See it on Roblox.
I've got friends that are in cyber, or on the, what do they call it? The the cyber sector for policing. I've got I've gone and done all of the courses with my children in regards to what luring looks like, how it happens, and computer safety and site safety. We've done all this. So trust me when I tell you, I'm not saying I'm not defending Roblox. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, my kids have played it. I'm aware of it, but I've also educated them on what they need to pay attention to and when they need to start talking to mom about what's going on. And a lot of times I'll just go into the account and I can read everything. So I have access to everything, which means that if my daughter comes and talks to me, and she does, which is something I love, is that I've opened that door of communication for my child to come and say, oh, I met this person, blah, 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 blah. And right away, I go in and start looking up this person because I'm like, okay, well, this is what they say. Let's find out. And then I'm making phone calls to 3 of my friends that are incredibly proficient in computer technology, like you. And and I
Mhm.
get people to look into it and say, what can you find? And there's times, Michael, where you have found shit and you're like, it's not good. And I'm like,
Nope.
okay. Then there's times where, my significant has found it, or Greg has found it, or my friend Felix has found it, right?
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where I'm not saying it's safe because it's not, but neither is Snapchat. Snapchat's
No
big
God.
on luring and big on pictures and big on shit like that. There's no real, for me, it's you have to teach your kids to navigate these because they're
Mhm.
not going to go away. It's so fucking proficient that you have to teach your kids how to navigate the web, especially when they are posting pictures. They have to understand why they're not posting pictures, how it can come back and hurt them, and what's going on. You want to post a picture? Great. Make sure you post pictures where your face is kind of distorted. So you've got like all those filters.
No,
Get
no,
the
no, no,
filters.
no, no, no. Don't even do that. Because remember, so even a photo, so say for example, a bedroom that has a window that looks outside.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is for somebody who knows what they're doing to find out
Oh,
exactly
100%.
where that room is on the face of the planet
Yes, I'm aware.
and then access local CCTVs,
Yeah,
access local cameras.
I'm aware.
Most people don't have their cameras protected. You can log into their nanny cams, their Google devices, their Alexa,
Yeah.
right? You can
So,
listen into their conversation. Like it's ridiculous.
yeah. So I unplug all of my cameras in my office. I
Mhm.
unplug my mic and I unplug my camera
Yep.
every time I'm done. Okay. And then I have no CTV cameras inside my house.
Yep.
And I did that on purpose. There's a lot of people who do. I didn't.
It's
I
crazy.
was, I was like, no. I'm like, I don't need anyone to see inside my house.
Nope.
Number one. Number two, I don't need to see inside my house because you know what? I'm going to know what's going on based on the cameras I have on the exterior because nobody can bypass my cameras because they go like this. And then there's one right at the door.
Right.
So I'm looking both ways. And then if you walk into my garage, I have a camera in there. If you jump the fence on my back, I have a camera there. So I'm going to know who's coming in and out of my house. So at that point, that's when I can make a decision on whether or not I'm going home
Right.
or calling the police or hitting a panic button. Right?
It is.
So that's my security system is all exterior.
Yep.
And the only interior security system I have is Maddie.
So there's one additional one,
Mm-hmm.
which is your Wi-Fi. You don't unplug your
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
What's that?
You don't unplug your Wi-Fi,
No, I don't.
right? So your Wi-Fi, this is an interesting thing, is actually Wi-Fi because it sends signals. You
Mm-hmm.
can actually use Wi-Fi to generate images. You can use
Oh,
Wi-Fi to basically like bat sonar. It can
okay.
see through walls. It can see where you are. It can see you in the shower. It can see you on the toilet. It can see you in the bed. All that type of stuff. Just
I
by
mean, if somebody
logging in
really
through
wants
your
to see me on
Wi-Fi
the
because your
toilet.
Wi-Fi is not protected. Right? So there's all these kind of things that a lot of people don't think about that can be not too hard done by because ports are open, stuff's not secure, right? Because you would just get a router, right? Like you get a router, Bell comes by or Rogers comes by and they go, here's the router. They don't set up the security. They don't do any of
Mhm.
that type of stuff. They just go, here's your router. You're on the basic port, which usually means also your Wi-Fi is slow if you're at a building and stuff like that because you're on a shared thread. Right? Like all these kind of things. You're not locking down your ports. You're not making sure that all your certificates are done. You're not giving limited access. Your password's not changed. You're probably just the admin 123, right? Log in for your Wi-Fi device.
Mhm. Okay.
But it's a crazy amount of things that this is
Okay. So
so easy for people to do.
fair. So how do people protect themselves, Michael?
Get educated. Go online, go to YouTube videos, watch them. Find 5 videos from 5 different creators that all say the same thing.
Mhm.
Vet it through your Wi-Fi provider. Say, look, this is what I want to do. I need access to do it. They'll tell you whether or not you can do it on that particular gateway. If you can't, disable the Wi-Fi On that, get a secondary router straight from the manufacturer. Use that for your Wi-Fi, so you can have full usage of it and full control.
So when are you and Julie coming down to fix this for me?
So, but these are the crazy things. So the moment somebody connects with you on Roblox, the moment they make that connection with you, the moment that they get your email address, even, right? So find out your login details, and they hack that away, and then they get your login details. Now they know where you are. Now they know where your Wi-Fi is. Now they get access to your Wi-Fi. Now they know who you are, how old you are, where you are in the house, what you're doing, and all the local cameras around you, including probably your own because it's connected to your Wi-Fi. So they see when you leave the house and when you get back from the house. That's how crazy this is.
Well,
and people just plug it all in. Like when you're in bed, when you go to bed, why do you need your Wi-Fi on? Just unplug your router. If you're not connected to it, you're not doing anything, unplug it.
I need my Wi-Fi on because I watch TV through streaming.
Right. So while you're watching TV through streaming, go ahead and plug it in. The moment you're not watching TV, unplug it.
Well, it's because I fall asleep with my TV on. I'm one of those. But what I guess, but I hear what you're saying though, because you can actually, and I've heard of this, you can actually set up your router to go off at certain times.
You can set it up to do it remotely. So the easiest thing to do is actually just get a remote switch, right? So it's just a direct Bluetooth connection that it plugs into this little Bluetooth connector that you just press a button and it'll turn off your Wi-Fi. Because it disconnects the power to the Wi-Fi.
What about if everything is corded and we just get rid of Wi-Fi altogether and everything is just automatically corded straight into, so like into the wall through the coax?
I mean, there's also still your phone, right? So unless you're powering off your phone as well.
But then you don't use Wi-Fi. You just, you use your data.
Again, your phone is also still easily hackable.
Fair.
Right? All the Trojan horses, right? I mean,
like waving.
So these are all things like, that's why like phones don't have removable batteries anymore because they're always on.
Yeah.
So which is interesting. You turn your phone off, it says 78% battery life. You turn it back on, it says 75. Well, where did the battery power go? I mean, sure, there's maybe some vampiric, but 3% vampiric in that amount of time? No.
Yeah, people can tap your phones.
Well, the device is always on.
Yeah, they can listen when you're off. I've seen that.
My TV's off right now. If I can turn it on by just saying, "Okay, Google," right, and it'll turn on. You're like, wait, but my TV's off. So all these smart devices have all these things built into it, and it's crazy.
Well, that's
so
where I get concerned. Yeah, that's where I get concerned with people who have smart homes. They think it's a smart idea, but I'm kind of like,
You can, well, they used to be programmable logic control. So it was a smart home. Now it's AI controlled, outside automations, cloud-based systems. You can do that if you get a good electrician who understands old PLC logic, right? That can actually just build automations that do it instead of AI. I believe in automations over AI. I think AI is great for knowledge and acceleration, automations for implementation.
Good point. Yep. So I'm going to tell you, they also have it where you can, I went to a summit at SAIT to talk about different innovations in trade. And one of the ones that had come up, and I think I've talked about it once before, is virtually looking at a residence floor plan. And I was like, absolutely. And the guys were like, this is fucking awesome. This is so futuristic. And I was the only female sitting at that table. And I said, is it? You want them to have a full floor plan of your home when your wife and children still live there? And you don't know who's looking at it? You want people to have public access to your floor plan? And then to go as far as to say, I'm going to buy the house. And then you guys there's no offer. So you're still living there until you don't. And now this person can put on VR goggles and actually look at your house with everything in it. You're good with that? And they're like,
all your things, the pictures of your kids.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're good with that? And then all of them stopped and they were like, oh, I never thought of it like that. I said, yeah, as a single female, I don't want anyone looking at my fucking house, especially with 2 children. No way. You want to be a single male and do that all day? You go ahead. But you do not put your significance and your children in harm's way because it's easy.
Never.
Don't. And it's interesting how we can get excited about some of these futuristic new developments and innovations, but we have to stop and think of the safety aspect as well.
Well, it's like, do you ever remember, did you ever hear the story where it was burglars is what they were doing is they were looking at the back of cars where it showed mom, dad,
Yes.
kid, dog,
Hmm.
or kid, cat. And they're
Yes.
like, okay, perfect. So I just sit outside. There goes dad. There goes mom and the two kids. I know there's only a cat in the house.
Yeah.
Like the moment they leave, they're like, I know nobody's in there because I literally just counted the bodies out the door. The back of their car told me how many people live here.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's interesting how people are so telling, right? Like people will be like, like, so I don't post pictures of my vacation until
Mm.
I'm back. People will
Post
post,
pictures
like,
of
I
vacation.
will post that I'm at the airport, going to Mexico,
Mm.
right? Like I'll post that on Facebook. And then underneath, I'll be like, going to have a great time, girls' weekend away. Thanks, to everybody that's going to be at the house this weekend with the
Right,
kiddos, right? So then it's like, oh, house isn't clear, right? So that's usually what I do. But people who post that they're going away, what they're doing, that and showing that the whole family's gone while
right,
they're away, you're telling everybody that you're gone,
right.
right? So it's like people who walk by. So my neighbors love that I'm a nosy neighbor. I'm totally nosy neighbor. And I've also got my cameras, right? So like three houses down, both sides know that I can see up to their drive paths. Some of them I
Mm.
can see more. Um, and so it's funny because we'll have people that will be trying to solicit and I'll be outside and I'll be like, so they'll come and talk to me. They'll be like, oh, we want to do this. And I'm like, well, what did that neighbor say? Well, that neighbor's not home. Well, what did that neighbor say? Well, they said that they might get back to me. And I'm like, okay, just so you're aware, the neighbors all along here all go with one person. So if one person hires them, we all get a deal. So we usually try and find one person to do all of these different things. So if you can sell one neighbor, you'll get our business.
Mm.
And I'm like, and they're like, oh, okay, well, is this neighbor home? And I'm like, not at the moment, but my cameras are right there and their camera's right there. So they'll see you. You can probably just talk to their doorbell cam if you wish, or to that
Right,
camera right there. But I always do that with people. I'm always like, well, there's cameras here. So if you'd like, they'll see if you've got your name or your logo on your back, they'll see it and I'll let them
right.
know. So it's one of those things. And people, it's usually cameras are enough to deter people, usually. And as a person who wanted to be an officer and went through the courses and whatever, the one thing I learned is you have to make your home unappealing, which means you have to have lighting. Don't put your home in the dark. You have to have lighting. And cops will tell you if they want to break into your home, they're going to fucking break into your home. It don't matter what you do, but
No,
you have a better chance of deterring people if your home is lit up, as in like the exterior is lit up. If you have cameras, if you have like an sign,
no.
alarm security sign, dogs are a huge deterrent because
And I think dogs would be the biggest one.
dogs are a huge deterrent. They always say that dogs are huge, which is I'm always like, oh, I don't want another dog after Maddie. I'm like, I
I
love
don't know.
my
I mean,
Maddie.
I
Maddie's going to
think
be
my
around for a
deterrent
while,
worked
but
pretty good when I was
what's
in
that?
Toronto. I mean, there was a break in. There was a break in. They skipped my house and a break in
Be a dog.
because because in my lobby I had an axe in lumber. Like so, you could open up the first door into the vestibule, and
I
inside the
remember.
vestibule, I had an axe in a log, and it says, "If
Mhm.
you're going to break in, bring this with you. Give me a reason."
I remember you told me about that, and I was like,
And it was weird. They skipped my house.
yeah, because they're like, guy's a
I don't
psycho.
recommend this for most people because I would actually relish the idea because it'd be like, cool, you've actually given me a reason.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. It's weird. I'm a heavy sleeper, but if it's a noise that doesn't make sense, I'm a very light sleeper.
I totally get that. I understand that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yes, like last night, I didn't sleep very well because
No.
my neighbor. I shouldn't say last night. I should say like a week ago. my cameras went off. So I have motion sensors on my exterior cameras, not all of them, but most of them.
Right.
So I have the exterior motion detectors that notify me and that are bypassed on my cell phone that notify me. I got woken up at 2:00 in the morning and I'm like, that's weird. So it's very rare that I get woken up at 2:00 in the morning. So I go right away to my camera and it's the fire department right in front of my house. And I'm like,
Yep.
why is the fire department in
Like, is
front of
my
my
house
house?
on fire and I don't know?
I'm like, what's going on? So now I've got two angles of camera. So now I get to watch them park, get their gear, and where they're going. They're not
Mm.
coming to my house. They're going to my neighbor's. So right away, I pull up my phone and I text my neighbor, hey, is everything okay?
Mm.
Because fire department is usually the first responder, regardless
First
of
to your
fire or not.
911.
They're
Yep.
usually the first on scene.
Yep.
And we have a fire department like a hop, skip, and a jump. So it would make sense that the fire department is always going to be first responder in my community. So I'm like, everything okay? She responds and she's like, yep, our silent alarm for fire was triggered by our security system. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, there's no fire. Everything's fine. So I'm like, in one side of my brain, I'm like, right away, like my brain starts going like, is there an electrical fire that you're unaware of that's somewhere behind the wall that's sparking and your
Right.
system is catching it, but you're not because it's not big and blooming at this point. And then the other part of me is like, what the fuck? What the fuck, TELUS?
Right.
Because they're with TELUS, right? So, and me, I have my opinions about TELUS. So, but that's where my brain goes. It's one of two. It's either it's absolutely nothing or holy fuck, it's something underneath and they don't know it yet. And I'm like, and I told her, I'm like, better safe than sorry because you are directly my next door neighbor. So if you catch fire,
Yep.
I'm the asshole right beside you that's going to catch fire too. So
No, the only thing that's been bugging me in the mornings is because I changed the seeds that I had out for the birds now.
yeah,
So now I'm getting a lot more blue jays and they're there at 5:30 every morning. So now they're
they
like just
squawk.
screaming and I'm like, my brain's not used to it. It's getting used to it, but my brain's not used to it. So I'm just like, okay, the blue jays are there. Go back to bed. But man, are they loud.
I'm okay. So like on one hand, I'm like, that's super awesome. But then on the other hand, I'm like, all I can think about is like back in the day, my brother and his like slingshot.
Mm.
Doo, doo, doo.
Not for blue jays.
Listen, I like my princess sleep.
No, they're not.
But
They're not bad. I mean, they're loud, but I mean, it's like being beside a train. Eventually, I won't hear it anymore.
but here's the thing. Like, I get that. But for me, I always like Blue Jays squawk.
Oh yeah,
They squawk.
yeah,
They do have a pretty song on them when they actually sing, but normally they fucking squawk. They're like a
yeah. They,
crow.
they get
They
they get pretty
squawk.
rangy until I throw out a couple of peanuts, and then they're happy and they sing.
Like there's so many like I love like sparrows and swallows and finches and chickadees and like
Chickadees are also loud, like
yeah, but
and sometimes that
it's a
goes on for a long
tune.
time. You're like, oh
But
my
it's a
gosh.
tune. It's a tune. It's not like and you're like
No, I've got blackbirds, red-winged blackbirds. I've got a female woodpecker that comes by every once in a while,
Mhm.
and blue jays, a couple of cardinals.
Cardinals are nice.
Crows that are getting closer, which is the whole exercise of this is actually for crows.
Well, crows are incredibly intelligent.
I know. I had crow dogs when I lived in Brantford.
Crow dogs.
I call them crow dogs.
I know. Love it.
But I mean they're not pets. You end up joining their family and
Yeah,
they follow you around the city, right? Like they get to know your vehicles, they get to know where you go,
I
they
know.
remember your face.
Very smart.
Yeah.
And they hold grudges like nothing.
They hold grudges. Yeah. If you treat a crow poorly, they will not like you for generations.
Yeah.
So
I tell you. Okay, we're
but
at
they bring you
39
nice
minutes.
things. They bring you nice things. They're very social animals. They
They're
hold
very loyal.
funerals. Like they
They're
have
very
funerals.
loyal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do they call a flock of crows?
Murder.
A murder. Love that. A murder.
That's because if you treat them poorly, they kill you. Like you're dead to them.
Red rum. Red rum. Okay, we're 39 minutes. Are we wrapping up?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for listening to me and Michael Babylon. I believe that the next time you will hear us, we will be on our first interview together as co-hosts. So that's going to be super fun. So as always, we'll catch you guys on the flip side, and don't do anything crazy.